Yo, how's it going everyone? Today I've got a video on God of War 1. Currently I've been playing through all the God of War games. I've played through all of them except God of War 3, 4, and 5. So I thought, why not make a video on all of them, because why not? God of War 1 isn't actually my first one. I played Ascension and Chains of Olympus first, but I thought I'll just start with God of War 1 because it's the first game in the series. Please do like and share the video, as well as subscribing to the channel, as that makes me very happy, and I'd very much appreciate that, so please do subscribe. Anyways, let's get into the video. Sorry. The concept art they drew for this game looks fucking awesome, dude. I'm serious. This shit looks great. Look at these designs for the Cerberus, the Cyclopses, the Minotaurs, the Centaurs. These look fucking awesome, dude. Unfortunately, they couldn't, like, detail them that, like, well in the game due to, well, this being a PS2 game, and they had to, like, cut down on memory and space and all that. So, unfortunately, the in-game models don't look nearly as good as the concept arts. But, I don't know, they still look pretty good, but it's a big shame, man. They put a lot of effort into making some of these monsters look very animalistic and savage, some more than others. This one specifically doesn't really look animalistic or savage. In fact, it behaves very intelligent and very elitist, but the Minotaurs, for example, or the Cyclopses, they really, like, focus on a very animalistic and very savage, like, design, and I don't know what the word is, but you know what I mean. In game, the monsters all, like, still look really good. It's just they're not as complex as the concept art, which is unfortunate, but still, like, a lot of these designs look really fucking cool. Like I said earlier, that Egyptian looking one, this one, I don't know why, but I really like this one. The designs for a lot of these, like, leviathans and sea monsters as well look really fucking scary. As someone who's terrified of the ocean myself, these designs look fucking great. The world as well looks fantastic, both in-game and in concept art. In the Vidoc, they talk about how they wanted to add both a fantasy and realistic element to the structures, buildings, and overall world, and I think the results speak for themselves. Kratos' design in this game looks really good, although it's missing one thing, and that's armor. I get he doesn't need armor, but come on, bro. Like, armor adds so much to a character, and this is coming from somebody who designed his characters wearing a lot of, like, heavy armor. You could have at least given him, like, a helmet or a shoulder pad or something. I get he's supposed to be, like, a rogue, but, like, come on, dude. How cool would it have been to see, like, Kratos with a Spartan plume and a Spartan helmet? Like, dude, come on. Like, at least this was rectified in God of War 2 and 3, where he got that golden rear brace, and it adds so much to his design. In a lot of the concept art, he is wearing armor, and his design is, like, drastically different in the concepts. And then when you take a look at the 3D designs, it originally started off with a sort of medieval design, which transitioned to a, like, yeah, again, a tribal sort of warrior design. And then we get the Kratos that we all know. This design here, he's wearing a breastplate, which wasn't used in this game, but it would be later be used in God of War 2 for his God of War design. He was also originally meant to be blue. There's also this design, but I don't want to talk about this design. Now, Ares' design fucking sucks, dude. Like, I really don't like it. I think its individual elements look just fine and look good, but in execution, I don't think it looks good. I'm sorry, I really don't like it. He looks goofy as shit, and I don't know if that's just, like, his face, or if it's the art style. I don't know what it is specifically. I didn't originally hate it, but after I looked at it more and got used to the design, I started to, like, not like it at all, especially after looking at the concept art. Some of these concept arts look infinitely better than the in-game model. Even some of the concepts of the in-game model look better than the in-game model. His appearance in Ascension looks infinitely better than in God of War 1. In fact, his Ascension design actually looks pretty fucking cool. I actually really like his appearance in Ascension. Like, I don't know why they decided to, like, go with this specific design. Like, they had all these badass concept designs, but they decided to go with this one. Like, even a simple Google search, like, you get all these badass drawings and concepts of Ares. And then this is what God of War's looks like. I don't know, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's not no Halo 4 Elite or anything, but I don't know, they could have done better with this design. Especially that they had concepts that looked better, but that's all for this stage of the video. Now let's talk about the gameplay. God of War 1 is a hack and slash game, meaning there's going to be a lot of this. It doesn't have the best gameplay out of all the Greek games. In fact, I'd say it has probably the worst, except for maybe Ascension. But for being the first God of War game, it's still pretty good. The Blades of Chaos are badass. They're definitely up there with one of the coolest weapons ever seen in fiction. 2 giant fire swords that are permanently cursed on the guy's forearms. Dude, that shit is fucking raw. In-game, Kratos like throws them around, spins with them, slams them down on people. He does not hold back at all when using them. Whenever you upgrade them, you also gain access to a few new moves, and they also change appearance ever so slightly. The Blade of Artemis isn't as cool as the Blades of Chaos, but it certainly is far more broken. It acts as like a giant curved greatsword from like Elden Ring or Dark Souls. It's really, really good for like mowing down large groups of enemies. In this clip here, you see me just mowing down a bunch of fucking skeletons. It's really, really powerful. It also does gain new moves and a new appearance after you upgrade it. Kratos also gets a bunch of different magics in this game, like Poseidon's Rage, Medusa's Gaze, Zeus's Fury, and the Army of Hades. Basically, blue lightning, petrification, yellow lightning, and the souls of the damned. The game has a big focus on upgrades. Like, throughout the game, you'll be collecting red orbs, which you use to upgrade the Blades of Chaos, the Blade of Artemis, and all your magics. And to upgrade your health and your mana bar, you have to find Gorgon Eyes and Phoenix Feathers in the chests that you find in the world. The game was also originally meant to have the Wings of Icarus, but they ran out of time and they had to cut it, but it showed up again in God of War 2. The enemy roster is also pretty big and pretty varied. You've got undead soldiers, gorgons, minotaurs, centaurs, cyclopses, etc, etc. They will occasionally throw too many enemies at you at once, and it gets a little annoying at times, but it's usually not that big a deal. When Kratos dies and you go to Hades, the enemies also change appearance. Like, the Minotaur looks fucking awesome when you go to Hades. The game also features quick time events against these enemies, which can be either really fucking fun or really fucking annoying. The game also features a few boss fights. My favorite one is probably Pandora's Guardian. The game features 3 boss fights, which is the Hydra, Pandora's Guardian, and Ares. The Hydra acts as the ending to the tutorial of the game. Take out the first 2 heads, and then take out the final one, do a couple of quick time events, and you've pretty much got it. It's not the most complex boss fight in the world, but it serves its purpose just fine. Pandora's Guardian is probably my favorite one. It's really fun to fight. You have to first damage its armor, and then do a couple of QTEs, and then impale him with a giant log. Finally, we have Ares. Now, Ares would have been my favorite boss fight if it wasn't for one stupid fucking section, which I'll talk about in a minute. Ares fights like a traditional humanoid boss, you know, like Gwyn from Dark Souls or Radagon from Elden Ring, you know, that sort of boss fight. He does a lot of damage, so you have to be careful about that, and you have to mainly dodge and parry his attacks. You do have to learn his moveset, which I actually really enjoyed, but his second phase is so bad it ruins the entire fight. So basically, the whole concept of this is you have to defend your family, and he forms a bunch of, like, mimic Kratoses to attack you, but they throw so much fucking enemies, it's so stupidly difficult for no fucking reason. In fairness, I did play the game on hard, but this shit doesn't feel hard. This shit is genuinely impossible. I have no idea how this got past testing. Genuinely, this one section ruins the entire Ares fight, which otherwise would have been my favorite one. The level design is also pretty damn good, although it's not the best in the series. You've got a bunch of parkour sections, secrets, puzzles. The puzzles in this game, though, are very, very simple. You've got a bunch of items that also give you different abilities. For example, the Trident of Poseidon gives you ability to swim underwater. When all put together, the gameplay is fun, but can be pretty frustrating at times. It's not the best, like I said earlier, it's not the best God of War has to offer, but it is pretty good. Now, that's all on this part of the video. Now let's talk about the story and the tone. So the plot of the game is that the gods of Olympus have tasked Kratos to destroy Ares, as Ares has gone full savage and is attacking Athens and is planning to destroy Olympus. Kratos has been serving the gods for around 10 years by this point, and in exchange for finishing this final task that they ask of him, they will forgive him of his sins being him serving Ares in the past. Kratos, however, doesn't understand this. He thinks by them forgiving him of his sins, that means that they're going to end the nightmares he's been having of the atrocities he's committed under Ares. The nightmares Kratos has been having is that of him murdering his own wife and daughter, Lysandra and Calliope. Ares orchestrated this event by getting Kratos and his army to basically burn down a village they were in, and in a blind fury, Kratos ended up killing them and didn't realize what he did until it was already too late. The ashes of his wife and daughter would then be permanently embedded into his skin, turning him ghost white, earning him the nickname Ghost of Sparta. Before joining Ares, Kratos was the youngest and the best commander in the Spartan army, having a very impressive and very successful career. In a battle with the barbarians, Kratos and his Spartan army were severely outmatched, in which Kratos would have to call upon Ares to win the battle and save his life in exchange for his soul. Now a servant of Ares, Kratos was bestowed the Blades of Chaos, which were forged in Tartarus. For anyone who doesn't know what Tartarus is the deepest layer of Hades. Under Ares, Kratos would become almost animalistically savage.
They've built this temple to offer prayers to Athena! This entire village stands as an affront to Lord Ares! Burn this village! Burn it to the ground!
Kratos' wife Lysandra would not like what he's becoming and try and get him to turn away from this sort of path, and Ares would not take lightly to this and would ultimately decide to take her out of the picture entirely by getting Kratos to kill her. And for the next 10 or so years, Kratos would serve the gods, and this game is basically their final task for him. The game doesn't feature much like full-on main characters. Kratos and Ares pretty much take up most of the screen time. Athena and the Oracle of Athens also have a presence, but those are the only 4 characters that have much like any importance to the story. Everyone else is just a side character. The game's tone and atmosphere is really dark. It almost to the point of absurdity. People die left, right, and fucking center. Being eaten by monsters, being shot by arrows, being crushed by debris. Kratos just kills a bunch of people himself. There's this one guy throughout the game that Kratos just keeps fucking with, the boat captain. This man is over here thanking Kratos for saving his life, and Kratos is just thinking, fuck this guy in particular. Along with all the monsters of the world and just how much corpses you see all the time, it gets to the point of thinking, how the hell are people supposed to survive this world? The underworld is even designed to look like hell itself, which is very mythically inaccurate. It's cool, but it's mythically inaccurate. The game also presents like a big element of like grandness and vastness. You can see this in a lot of the buildings. Especially when you go to Olympus. So the main objective of the game is Kratos having to find and open Pandora's box, which will give him the power to kill Ares. Kratos, of course, makes his way to the Temple of Pandora, which is, funny enough, on the back of Kronos, who is Zeus's father, which becomes more important in the next game. When entering the Temple of Pandora, the guy at the gate basically tells Kratos that he's really stupid, and if he's smart, he'd turn back, as so many people have tried to get through the temple and none have returned. Kratos, however, is the main character, so of course he's gonna make it through. And makes it through, he does. He gets Pandora's box, which, by the way, its design looks fucking sick, by the way. And he basically takes it outside of the temple. However, Ares throws the best javelin throw in all of human fucking history and manages to kill Kratos. Kratos then goes to Hades, but quite literally crawls his way out of it by an open grave dug in the overworld. Kratos then walks through the ruins of Athens, and then he confronts Ares. Ares, being the fucking chud that he is, speaks ill on Kratos' name, and Kratos doesn't take lightly to the slander, and he steals back Pandora's box, opens it, and gains the power to kill a god.
You are still just a mortal. Every bit as weak as the day you begged me to save your life.
I am not the same man you found that day. The monster you've created has returned to kill you.
You have no idea what a true monster is, Kratos.
allies in Olympus, Ares. Now, you will see how strong I am.
Kratos then kills Ares. Ares dies, and his divine essence expels in the form of a nuclear explosion. After 10 years of service, Kratos begs Athena to erase the memory of him killing his family.
You have done well, Kratos. Though we mourn the death of our brother, the gods are indebted to you. We promised your sins would be forgiven, and so they are. But we never promised to take away your nightmares. No man, no god could ever forget the terrible deeds you have done.
In the end, knowing the visions of his past would never leave him, Kratos made his way to the bluffs overlooking the Aegean Sea.
The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there is no hope.
And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. After 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares, it would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness. The fate of Kratos was not as it seemed. The gods had other plans. Borne aloft like a feather, Kratos found himself risen from the sea and placed on solid earth.
You will not die this day, Kratos. The gods cannot allow one who has performed such service to perish by his own hand. Ares' tactics were brutal. His path of destruction had to be stopped. But now there is an empty throne in Olympus, and a new god of war is needed. Take these stairs, Kratos. They lead to your ultimate reward.
Kratos is given a new pair of blades, the Blades of Athena, as the Blades of Chaos were taken from him in his fight with Ares. Kratos enters Olympus and begins making his way to the building, which, funny enough, looks like Anor Londo from Dark Souls. Kratos enters his new throne room, the bodies of the Hydra, Pandora's Guardian, and Ares mounted as trophies in the room. Kratos marches up the stairway and takes his place upon his new golden throne.
And from that point forward, throughout the rest of time, whenever men rode forth to battle for good cause or for evil, they did so under the watchful eye of the man who had defeated a god. They were driven forward by Kratos, the mortal who had become the new god of war.
So yeah, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is actually my longest video I've ever made, and I'm very happy with it. It took me a very, very long time to edit though. So if anyone here would be so kind as to subscribe and like the video, I'd very much appreciate that. This took me a very long time to edit. So if anyone would like to support me in any way, I'd greatly appreciate that. I'm considering doing a video on the other God of War games. I still have to play God of War 3, so I'll probably upload a playthrough on God of War 3, and I want to make a video especially on Chains of Olympus, because Chains of Olympus is my favorite of the Greek games so far. So I'll probably make a video on Chains of Olympus next if I do another God of War video. Either that or my God of War 3 playthrough. So that's sort of my plan for what I'm doing next. First I have to go play Resident Evil 9 though. I made a post on my community tab that I was going to play Resident Evil 9 and that I'm going to make a playthrough on it. So I'm going to go do that, and I will see you guys in the next video.